So it appears that the establishment has officially put Andrew Yang on notice for defending Tulsi Gabbard. Let's check it out and talk about it. So I don't know if you all know this, but we did cover it here. Andrew Yang did step up for Tulsi Gabbard. And I must say, although I disagree with a lot of Yang's foreign policy, and I do wish he would speak up for Julian Assange, I do wish he would speak up for Chelsea Manning. Like, I have my critiques of Yang. None of them have to do with his integrity. None of them have to do with whether or not I believe he is making decisions or creating plans based off of somebody's corporate interests, you know, the military industrial complex corporate interests, or if he genuinely believes in what he is saying. I may have questioned it, especially because he was working for the Obama administration before this, and we knew little to nothing about him. But now I don't question his integrity at all. I don't question it. And the reason why is because when he had his mic turned down, if he was part of the establishment the first time during the first debate, if he was part of the establishment, he would have been quiet about that. He was not. He spoke up. Let the world know, hey, they're trying to corrupt this process and take the power away from the voter. They're not letting people hear our policies. They're just focusing the attention on the people that they want to be elected. That was a problem, and he called it out, and most candidates would not. Then you can fast forward, right? We could go over a lot of different reasons, but I want to fast forward to this weekend when Tulsi Gabbard was verbally assaulted, basically, by Hillary Clinton, who now knows that, I mean, you can try to verbally assault Tulsi if you want to, but remember, she is an expert in self-defense, and she's pretty good at a few different types of martial arts, including rhetorical ass whoopings, but I digress. When Andrew Yang stepped up to defend Tulsi Gabbard, he did it the day, if not even in the middle of the night, the event happened. There was no political calculation involved. There was no, like, he was not wondering whether or not the establishment will push back. He was not wondering whether or not the establishment would attack him. He just defended her because it was the right thing to do. Now, of course, doing the right thing in the Democratic Party could be the end of your career. So I just want you to know that, Andrew Yang. Neera Tanden reminds him of this. Now, I first want to show you Andrew Yang's response to this entire situation. So what he said was, Tulsi Gabbard deserves much, much more respect and thanks than this. She literally just got back from serving our country abroad. That tweet was on October the 18th. Let me see if I can figure out what time it was. It was October 18th. Oh, 9:47 p.m. So it was the same night that Hillary Clinton tried to attack Tulsi, and then Tulsi, of course, responded. Same night, once again, zero political calculation. Now, when you do not participate in political calculation, you oftentimes will attract some shady people. And of course, the shadiest of the shady is Neera Tanden. So this is Neera's response. And I'm sorry you can't see the part where it cuts off, but it's okay. I'll read it for you. She responds with, very disappointing. I'd gladly discuss her record of supporting Russia's actions in Syria, Assad, LGBTQ issues, and many more. Happy to chat anytime. Huh? Why? For what? See, the issue that I have with this tweet isn't even so much that Neera Tanden is critiquing Tulsi. I know they don't like each other. Duh. That's not the issue. See, my issue with Neera's response is Andrew Yang is running a presidential campaign. What does it matter? What does it matter to Neera Tanden whether or not Andrew Yang likes or dislikes Tulsi, speaks up, defends or decides not to defend Tulsi? What does it matter to Neera Tanden? Who the hell are you to jump in and tell another presidential candidate what and how to think? We're going to talk about her actions in Syria? Yeah, I dare you. Talk about the fact that her and Dennis Kucinich went to Syria and explain how they're the only ones with experience in the region and how they're the only ones on this entire debate stage qualified to talk about it. Please. The only congresswoman, the only legislator that's qualified to talk about Syria. Please explain to me how you can do anything to dissuade Andrew Yang, which, by the way, Andrew Yang did a decent job answering the Syria question, and it seemed like he just mostly deferred, to Tulsi during the debate. He didn't really get into the details, but if I recall correctly, and I may be wrong, he mostly deferred. So, what you going to talk to Assad? What are you going to talk to her about? Yeah, did you know Tulsi met with both Assad and the opposition? Did you know that? Did you know she actually told the world that we're funding terrorism in Syria? Did you know that? Andrew Yang, how could you support her? How could you defend her? And LGBTQ issues. Did you know, Andrew, that Tulsi, at 21 years old, held conservative beliefs just like her family? Can you believe the audacity of her? Who does that, 21 years old? Upholding the beliefs of your family and then eventually evolving like the rest of the country. How dare you, Tulsi? Weirdo. And it's ironic, right? Considering that not Andrew Yang, Hillary Clinton, who Neera Tanden fangirls for, as late as 2015 was still saying marriage is between a man and a woman. But let's pretend like Tulsi is somehow horrid on the issue, which, by the way, in case you did not know, legislatively, she has the best record on the LGBTQ issues in the entire race, legislatively. So just want everybody to know that. What this shows me is that Neera Tanden has been put on a mission. And it isn't just Neera Tanden, we know that. But she's been put on a mission, and this is what Center for American Progress does. She's been put on a mission to manufacture consent against Tulsi. Literally, Yang is like, bruh, you're making up a whole conspiracy theory. Maybe we shouldn't make up conspiracy theories about serving members of the military and sitting members of Congress. Maybe we shouldn't do that, especially when it's completely and totally unsubstantiated. Their definition of Tulsi defending Putin or Russia are based off of two things. And I want you all to understand this. It's one, because she actually told the truth. She was like, we're not bombing Al-Qaeda. Russia's bombing Al-Qaeda. I'm trying to get us to bomb Al-Qaeda, and we won't bomb Al-Qaeda. So it made me wonder, why won't we bomb Al-Qaeda? Oh, because we're funding Al-Qaeda in the region. That's why that's one reason. And then the second reason is because she doesn't want a new Cold War, to escalate into a hot war and once again initiate a nuclear winter, which I have said several times will piss me off. I mean, other than the fact that I'll be dead, okay? Other than that fact, I live in Miami. I moved to Miami from New York for a reason. And funny enough, I actually left New York right before Winter Storm Niko. That was my goodbye to New York City, in case you were wondering. And there was really a winter storm named Niko, and it was spelled the exact same way. It was pretty creepy. But I left New York because I did not like winters. I also don't like dying. So imagine how pissed off I'm going to be if there's a nuclear winter where I'm guaranteed to die, and it's probably going to be cold. I'm going to die cold, and I'm going to blame the establishment when that happens for attacking Tulsi and saying she's a Putin, Russian asset because she doesn't want to go to nuclear war with Russia. Remember how close we got to nuclear war with Russia in the 70s and the 80s? Because every time someone would say, I don't want to go to a nuclear war with Russia. Oh, so what you're saying is you're a Russian asset. You have Stalin's face tattooed on your ass. That's what you're saying, right? You're a communist, right? That's what you should. I mean, if you don't want to go to nuclear war, if you're not ready to die about this, you're not ready to die about this? You're not ready to die about our imperialism, cuz? Oh, so you want to just, okay, just go to Russia then. That's fine. We'll just watch you like a hawk for the rest of your life, and you will never be safe from the grasp of our intelligence community. Congratulations. You should have just died of nuclear winter in peace. That is basically the story. That's why Tulsi is attacked, because she doesn't want the world to go up in smoke. The simple explanation is this: any and every peace candidate in history, and any and every peace activist in history, a commentator, and I'm not going to say her name, but a commentator told me how she was put on the no-fly list for quite some time because she was a climate activist. She wrote an essay in middle school, and they assumed that she was part of a climate activism group and an environmental group in that area. That entire environmental group was put on the domestic terrorism watch list, and she was put on the no-fly list as a child. Understand, you don't get targeted like this unless you're one of the good guys. That's the facts. That's what history has taught us in the United States. The bad guys don't get prosecuted. The bad guys don't get tried for war crimes. The bad guys get to sit in Jerry Jones's box and have Ellen DeGeneres defend them. The bad guys get to run for president again. The bad guys get to extort countries, to use leverage against other nations when it comes to healthcare and other important issues, like Joe Biden did. Threaten aid like what he did in Ukraine, and then get to turn around and pretend like it was Trump who did everything that he was guilty of. That's what the bad guys get to do. They don't get called what they are. They get to sell 20% of our nuclear uranium to Russia and then call everyone else a Russian asset. They get to take $500,000 and then not put sanctions on Russia and then call everyone else a Russian asset. That's what happens to the bad guys. The good guys get smeared like this. It'd be wise for everybody to remember this. So, Andrew Yang, we with you, dog. We're with you, man. We ain't gonna let you go down like that. Stay strong, stay true, and please continue to stay genuine. I can see you're just one of those guys who just loves everybody, for better or for worse. And that's pretty impressive in today's climate. It is. It's hard to stay that nice. I saw you wish Kamala Harris a happy birthday. I'd never do it. I almost winced. I winced at it. I was like, oh, I don't do that. But that's who he is. It's just who he is. Until you piss him off, I'm sure. So, I'd love to know what your thoughts are about this. Leave a like and a comment below. And always remember, more than anything else, people, find your balance. Peace. Hey, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you like that segment of Mikasa Sukasa. Also, you can help us upgrade the studio and take this show on the road to cover the on-the-ground politics that you love by clicking on that GoFundMe link in the description and donating literally anything. Anything helps. Also, you can follow us on Rockfin, on Twitter, and on Facebook as well. And hey, more than anything else, people, always remember, find your balance. Peace.